Hello, 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 everybody. It's Matt, and it is Maniac Monday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when I am here. I know it's an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information, check out the description box. I give you your brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, runtime of the cut I am watching, a link for a trailer, a link for where you can purchase this, a link for where you can watch it for free, and if you decide, you can help toss a couple of bucks my way and help support the channel. Either way, I give you a little bit bigger bite of every single movie of every single day, and today's movie is a gem. It is the last movie of the run of Helen Thompson films that I have so far. Not until her next film comes out, but it is none other than the 2023 masterpiece known as Tinkerman. What a fun movie this is. It is very interesting, very wild, very different, but yet carries elements of old stories that we all know. It does like the Freaky Friday type thing where people switch bodies. In this case, it's a couple that are a dysfunctional couple. It is done very, very well. Both Helen Thompson and Chris, I forget Chris's last name. It is Christopher Chetta. They both do a very good job playing both Beth and Ned. Both Beth and Ned are, like I said, they are a dysfunctional couple. Ned is more preoccupied with everything in his life. He is a drug dealer, and he also refurbishes old stuffed animals for orphans. So he has a good side and a bad side to him. He is very neglectful of Beth and her feelings. Beth is a psychological doctor. She does lots of good work with people with mental problems. As a matter of fact, you even get to meet a character named Dave. Dave is actually a very bad man, but Dave is Ned's plug. He is his guy that is his main connection to sell his cocaine that he sells. One day Ned decides he's no longer wishes to be in this lifestyle. He wants to be more a part of Beth's life. He wants to settle down and have a more normal relationship. Dave doesn't take too kindly to this and decides he's going to drug him one day, and it'll put him out, as he says, out to pasture for 4 or 5 days. So, and essentially what happens is Dave goes missing. All the while, there is another character played by Abby Burgess, who I believe her name was Gabby in this, if memory serves me correct. Abby Burgess's character is a eco warrior. She is what you would call a tree hugger. She is a very, very kind-hearted character, but she has a different plan for both Beth and Ned. She decides one night, late at night, she's going to do a spell, and in turn, that is what makes them switch bodies. All the while, they have no idea what is even going on. And the Tinkerman, and what brings in the Tinkerman to their story. I will get to that in just a moment, but a Tinkerman is somebody who is basically a handyman who comes around and does odds and ends jobs for you. I've never quite heard it termed that way, but I learned it from this movie. But our Tinkerman is a redneck who Abby Burgess's character tells Beth, no, don't have him do any of the work because they kill deer and they are eco-terrorists, essentially. Beth is quick to brush that off. She hires the guy to do the job. The guy won't be able to come till Tuesday. One of those ordeals. Late at night, after the transformation has happened, both Beth and Ned have made it to their own respectable houses. Ned's character in Beth form is having a beer, and all of a sudden gets a knock on the door, and at the door is the Tinkerman. It is a different Tinkerman than the one before. This one likes to go by the name of Chris, and Chris is not a good person. Chris accuses Beth's sister of taking her husband and running away with him. Which, by the way, Chris is a transgendered character. If you haven't picked up on that, but Chris is there to get payback, essentially. And so what happens is she gives Beth's character the world's worst makeover, as she calls it, and she starts by plucking out nose hairs, which makes her nose bleed, putting on horrible lips, like amounts of lipstick, other makeup as well, and she looks just absolutely wretched. She looks like a clown. Takes all the natural beauty away of Helen Thompson and makes her look just absolutely ridiculous. In turn, Ned the Ned character, played by Beth this time, comes in to save the day. Hits our Tinkerman over the head. After the Tinkerman has shaved most of Beth's head, it is she's left with this stringy strands of hair hanging out of the bald cap that she is wearing. They obviously didn't really shave her head, thank God. But that would be serious dedication. But they kiss and they switch back into their own bodies, and therefore they are now able to be Beth and Ned themselves again. They are going to try to escape, and they go to escape, and through the only door they open, and there's this horrid, like, orangish light coming through. It is very obviously that they are going through some sort of portal into a different dimension. And that is how the movie ends, and it is an absolute fun ride from beginning to end. It only runs you at about 44 to 45 minutes. It is not a long movie at all. It is for free to rent off of Tubi. I highly recommend watching this one. It is well worth your time. If you buy a copy, I think it is well worth every penny as well. Kelly's films are all very unique, and they all have a very specific style, and they all get better as she progresses as a filmmaker. I feel like everything all the way from A1, the assignment, to A2, the anomaly, to Murder by Numbers, I believe is the name of her third film. And then we have Lefty Lucy, and then Six Strings, and then Violet's Prey, and then Tinkerman. All 7 of them are absolutely fun in their own way. They're all extremely different in their own way, and you can see the very different progression of Helen Thompson through each and every single one of them. I think that she is a fantastic filmmaker, and I cannot wait till her next film. I forget the name of it exactly. It has to do with all of her films in one realm. I think think that would be a very cool idea. So I'm curious to see what she has in store for us with her latest one that does drop. So definitely check out Helen Thompson's filmography. It is well worth the watch. She is a fantastic filmmaker and knows exactly what she wants, both in front of the screen and behind the camera. But she is just well rounded. And did I also mention she is a seasoned Broadway actress as well? So she definitely knows how to perform, and she knows what she wants from her performers as well. So definitely keep that in mind. Now on to the three things that I like my movies to meet. Audio, this thing always with every Helen Thompson film, the audio is always perfect and crisp and clean. I never have any trouble hearing or understanding what is being said. So it gets an A+ on that aspect. I think that she does a very good job making sure that with each take that you understand what is being said. So that is a huge bonus. Onto the dialogue, it gets an A+. It gets an A+. Kelly always has fun, interesting dialogue in her movies. They're how I imagine a lot of people out east would talk. I'm from the Midwest, and we don't necessarily talk exactly the same way, but we do use a lot of the same lingo and a lot of the same slang. So it definitely is always nice having her the dialogue that comes from her films, because it definitely speaks from the heart and it's more realistic sounding. I feel that these characters are played very well, to the point to where that's exactly how I feel like they would talk. So definitely keep that in mind as well. So like I said, an A+ on dialogue. Editing is very crisp and very smooth and very clean in this one. It is probably the smoothest out of all of her films. Granted, she didn't do the editing on this one, but Kelly is also a very accomplished editor in her own right. It looked like there was a different guy that did the editing for this one, Michael something or other. I forget the last name. I'm terrible with last names. But I feel like he did a good job with this, as far as editing goes. It is very smooth, very clean. The momentum stays nice, and then the pacing is very good. This definitely is a home run out of the park. So it gets an A+. Out of all of her films, this is by far probably it's probably her best film, but it's not my favorite film. My favorite film will probably be either Lefty Lucy or Six Strings. Those both are very, very, very good as far as entertainment value goes, but this one is definitely, I would say, better on production value on every level. This is by far her most polished and cleanest, smoothest movie that she's made to date. Now I just gotta wait until the new one comes out, so I can see the even more, see how much further she's evolved as a filmmaker, because she really is very, very good, underrated filmmaker. I feel like she deserves a lot more attention. As far as awards goes, I feel like she deserves more attention. As far as fan-wise goes, I'm a huge fan of Helen Thompson. I've watched this movie twice now. I absolutely love it. I will probably watch it again in the future, you know, and so on and so forth, along with her other films, just because I like her style so much. It's different. It's off the beaten path. It is not like any other film you're going to see. Helen Thompson has her own specific style, and when it comes to her style, she is very good at doing it. And her films are always, always, always entertaining. You never know who you're going to see pop up in them. She's had cameos from Joel D. Winecoop. She's had Bob Glazier in her films. She's had Jules Sierra in her films. She's had various other people that you would know from the Florida film scene in her films. So she is very accomplished, and she knows what she's doing. So with all that said in mind, I'm going to give this thing a 4.9999999 out of 5. It is almost a 5. It is just about there. I think... honestly, I don't say this very often, but I would have liked a longer movie. Being only 44 minutes, 45 minutes long, this could have been an hour. It could have been an hour and 15 minutes. I would really have liked to have seen even more of the Tinkerman and herself. I feel like she did a fantastic job, and Chris is the character's name. I feel like Chris did a great job, and I wanted to see more of Chris. Hopefully Chris comes back for the next Helen Thompson film, because that will be a lot of fun. I think that Abby Burgess's character is always great in everything that she's done in the Helen Thompson world of films. So definitely, check out the Tinkerman. It's well worth your watch. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I'm debating on if I get a double review in today. I was supposed to do this one yesterday, but schedule wise, it just didn't work out. So if anything, I will be doing today's movie. I will be doing a double sometime this week. Tomorrow for sure. I will be reviewing Tristan's film Backwoods, which is only a couple of minutes long, so that's going to be a really short review. And I'm also going to be doing a very cool review for a movie called The American Ripper. And for all of you that are on my Facebook, I will be interviewing the director and also the other star of the of American Ripper tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Time. So look forward to that if you're on my Facebook. Otherwise, I will upload it to YouTube a few days later as usual. And as always, I love your faces and I can't wait to see you. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.